Well, whilst doing my travels in September, I got to see the Marlborough Mound. I got to walk through the college grounds, and there it was before me. I was quite stunned at how how tall and how wide and how big it was. And it's got a little shell grotto attached to one of the sides, though someone was saying that's probably been put there in the Victorian days when the Victorians were into their shell grottos. But who made this giant mound? And we all know it's not the only one in England. Nobody really knows, though there is ideas that it was part of the Druids universities. They probably didn't call them universities in them days, but the Druids probably used these mounds as some kind of initiation or some kind of preparation or teaching pathway to becoming a Druid. For those of you that look at Druidry, you know, it all comes in 3 different forms. You've got the Druids that are like the bards that recite the songs, and the Druids that do the poems, and then the Druids that do the healing and such like. But they would have all have been taught, I suppose, by their religious authorities or their legal authorities. I don't know, would they have been legal? I know that the peoples in olden days apparently went to the Druids for help with their legal problems and their medical problems and obviously their religious problems. But as we all know, there's no, let's say, written accounts of the Druids. They didn't leave any writing. We just know that they were, you know, some kind of like a priest, or some say a soothsayer, and others say magicians. Did they know how to do magic in the ancient days? And some say England was the headquarters of the Druid Society. I've heard other people say it's France, but who knows which it is? But back in them days, Druids were everywhere. But with this Marlborough Mound, as far as we know, they say it's been carbon dated to 2400 BC, so that makes it, 4,000 years old. And some say it's the burial place of the wizard Merlin. And I was reading about how the town's motto, Marlborough's motto, is, excuse my pronunciation of my Latin, Ubi nunc sapentius ossa Merlini, where now lies the bones of wise Merlin. But I was told that there's these mounds at quite a few places throughout England, and that there's one at Eton as well, and I find it quite interesting that universities have grown up around these mounds, so maybe it is a continuation of the Druids' own colleges and the Druidry's own universities back in those days. I'm trying to remember what else I saw when we was walking around it, which I thought was quite, as you can see from the pictures, it was kind of a grey day. Now I found one side of the mound, with the shell side, very light, like it had a light feeling about it, whereas the other side I thought was quite dark. And that side was the side that had the college almost on top of it, so maybe it was just feeling from the structures, it was feeling itself a bit intimidated by it all. And as you can see from my pictures, they've obviously been doing some work on it, removed many of the bushes, because the last time I saw it, because there is a place you can see it from the road, but the last time I saw it, it was quite covered over in grass and trees, where, as you can see from my pictures, they've been getting rid of the shrubbery and cutting down quite a few of the trees. So I wondered if there was also that kind of, like, it felt a bit bare because all these places have been cut down. Yeah, I wish I could. I wanted to try and tune into it so that I could see what it had to say, what stories it had. But I can't deny it. I was on the lookout that someone was going to come along and tell me to get out, that I shouldn't have been on the college grounds. So I'm just going to read a little something from that I looked up about its archaeology. And it says, recent radiocarbon dates obtained from 2 soil cores taken through the Marlborough Castle Mound. Oh yeah, because they also think that it used to have a castle on it. Wiltshire show the main body of it to be a contemporaneous monument to Silbury Hill. And with my photos, you can see that I actually got to have a look around the area, and I found this standing stone almost in a line with the mound, so it would be interesting to see what standing stones there were in that area at that time. And we found a couple of standing stones on the grounds as well, but whether they were still in their rightful positions, I don't know. And I found kind of a ditch area. As you can see from my film, there's like a stone possible avenue way, I think, up to the mound. Then there would have been this dyke or kind of ditch, and then the mound standing out for all to see. I wonder if it would have been white in its original setting. Anyway, that's enough for me on the Marlborough Mound. Hope to see you all again soon. Blessings to one and all.